Happy Tuesday, guys. Welcome back. Today I'm following up on my last session, which was about non-committed phrases and what they mean. And I went over the definition and the terminology behind them. And now I want to go over what are some of the normal feelings associated with them and what to do. So I want to start by saying that it is 100% normal for us to feel taken back, to feel sad, to feel ashamed. These are all normal feelings that go hand in hand with these terminologies and these behaviors from other people towards us. I have realized something in our world today, and that is that a lot of us are trying to kind of put away feelings by saying, oh, it's okay, just don't take it personal, and just brushing things off. It's really wonderful if you actually and literally are not taking things personal. If that is something that you are really able and capable of doing deeply, it's great. But that's one thing, and it's a whole other thing to not even acknowledge that something has happened that you didn't feel right about and you didn't feel good about. And so when you don't know someone that well and when your relationship with them is not deeply rooted, you almost don't allow yourself to feel anything, okay? And I'm here to tell you that it's okay if you are feeling sad that someone that you were in contact with for like a month or two all of a sudden disappeared. I mean, the reason us humans get sad is because we create hope, right? When you get to know someone for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what it is not really the duration or how well you know someone that is shocking, but it's that destroyal of that hope. That hope is getting squashed and it's getting destroyed by this person all of a sudden disappearing. And so I want you guys, if something like that happens, to acknowledge it. Well, that sucks that this person that I was kind of excited to get to know just up and left and I didn't hear anything back. Or let's say you're applying for a job and you're super excited about a promise of a new job or an idea of a new job, and then all of a sudden you don't hear back from this employer that you were pretty excited about. So it's okay to acknowledge, it's okay to feel bad, it's okay to feel ashamed. Some of the things that I want you to keep a lookout for is making sure that you are not losing hope, okay? So I want you to acknowledge what happened, but please don't think that this is gonna be the case with everybody, because oftentimes when one person does us wrong, we tend to overgeneralize and think that, oh, the next person is going to do the same thing. So making sure that we are not taking one person's wrong behavior towards us and generalizing it towards all humankind. Next on my list is self-doubt. You want to make sure that you are not doubting yourself just because someone else has done something wrong to you or someone else has done something that you didn't think was the correct way of handling the situation. This behavior is on them and it's not on you, and there is no reason for you to sit down and question yourself based on somebody else's wrongdoing. Yes, it is more acceptable in our society today, but it is not okay. So I think a simple acknowledgement of an ending of a relationship or a simple goodbye or a text, I'm sorry, I can't be in contact anymore, something like that is more correct. So it's okay to acknowledge that that felt off and it felt wrong. We kind of touched on the fact that we want to make sure that we don't lose hope when it comes to other people in society. And the reason that's really important is that I want you guys to be wary and cautious of not feeling isolated. Because what happens is once we lose hope towards humankind and once we generalize, we will just keep to ourselves and we will stop socializing and we will stop giving new people chances. And what that does is it gets you really isolated and it could lead to anxiety and depression and sadness and loneliness and isolation. So really try to keep in mind not to overgeneralize one person's behavior to others. And last but not least is a way of handling this is acknowledge it like it was a sort of a grief. So you've lost something that you were hopeful of, and talk about it with someone. So choose a loved one, a trusted source. If you don't have a trusted source who's a friend, a therapist, even if it's 1 or 2 sessions where you're sitting down and just talking about what happened and processing it and just going over your feelings, I think is a great way. And if those two are not an option, you guessed it, what I always say, which is journaling. So journal away your feelings and acknowledge them and make sure that you're not overgeneralizing. Thanks, guys. I hope you were able to benefit from this. I know it's something that I've personally experienced, some of this stuff. So we're all in this together, but there are a lot of people who are still keeping up their moral goodness and their code of conduct. So don't lose hope. Thank you so much for listening.